what time it is, man. We fucking live, nigga. It's the fucking Jones hour, baby. We in the building. If you don't know what it is right now, it's me.
Jones.
Two times.
We born to die.
Two times in the building. We got Acid on the production. All of that. And shout out to Kush.
It's Kush, you already know.
Our prayers is with you. He has to handle some family business and whatnot. But we got a live guest, baby. The one and only Q.U.E.S.T in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
Chilling, baby. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, I know. It's
having you
overdue.
on here, man. Yeah, man. Well,
finally made it happen, though.
Yeah, man. Facts, man. So we gonna get right into it. But first, we got that new album dropping, right? Jakaris.
Yeah, album's out right now. Everywhere. iTunes, Spotify. Just, search it. Dracarys, you know what I mean?
Facts. So I'm thinking I really wanna get into a track real quick just to pop it off because I think people need to really feel the vibe of the album before we get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into some other things, and you vibing with us for the whole show, man. So it's gonna be lit, man. You already. And after the track, man, 347-586-1676. Call us up, man. Let us know what you feeling, what the vibe is. You already know. Let's get into it. Hopefully,
let's do it.
Fire. That was off the new album, Dracarys, dropped by Q.U.E.S.T, Ave on the East. You already know.
Word up.
Let's get right into the album first, man, because I feel like it's fire. First, what made you come up with the name Dracarys?
So first, usually I always used to have my brother-in-law always help me with the names or anybody just out because you come with all the thoughts just to make the songs and shit. I'm like, titles, man. Like sometimes you need that shit to stick out. So. I love Game of Thrones. Facts. So one day I was just chilling and my man's always like, yo, you nice. I'm like, yeah, nah, I spit fire. And I'm like, yo, but I need a way I can't call the album Spit Fire. That shit's mad corny.
Because I spit hot fire.
Word.
I'm like, hold on. This chick Daenerys in Game of Thrones used to tell her dragon, yo, Jakaris, that nigga spit fire. Word. Yo, if anybody gets it, that'll be dope. So I'm like, yo, the album's called Jakaris. For people who don't get it, it's going to be a dope talking point. And for the people who do, they're going to understand this nigga's fire.
Word, exactly. That's why I was like, oh, that shit is fire. From once I heard it, I was like, oh, all right, let's start bumping. And once I started bumping and shit, I was like, oh yeah, this shit is the new heat. Like everybody need to get on it. Remember, YouTube, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. Hit that up, download it. I'm telling you, it's heat. We're gonna get into another track later off of it and whatnot. But what was the the inspiration to want to just do this album? Period. Sometimes people. Maybe it's been a while or, they felt some sort of inspiration or whatever it is. But what made you want to come up with this album right now?
I took a long hiatus from making music. Because when my boy passed away almost 5 years ago. So when he died, we were working on some shit and we was working on some shit as a group. So I was like, when that happened and my daughter was born, I was just, I went to a different mind state. And I had to make sure I was still strong. I just wasn't ready to get right back into writing music and get into that mode. And then, after a couple years, I was like, I kicked myself out of it. Then I put out an album that he did. And I put a couple of songs that we did, and that shit was called Bustelo Brothers. So, and he always used to call himself Feature Wanna Feature because every time I would show him a beat, I'm like, yo, it's just fire, right? I'm about to be on this shit. He's like, yo, man, put me on that shit. Feature Wanna Feature. So I had to put out the Bustelo Brothers album first. So after coming out the hiatus, I was like, yo, now I put his out. I had to make sure his came out because I didn't want to put mine out first and then his get shelved. You know what I mean?
Word.
So after I did that, I just felt like, this album took probably about 9 years to make because even though I came out with various my mixtape and then my two other albums prior to this and other EPs I did with people. I was always, every time I would go to the studio, I was recording a lot of music, an abundance of music. And there was always, if the song stood out to me, I put that bitch to the side. I'm like, yo, this shit is for a special project. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't know what it's for, but it's going to be my classic masterpiece. And then I feel like this is what Dracarys fully is. When I finally finished it, I was like, from front to back, this is me. This is a lot of personal shit that I went through, pain, anger, hate, happiness, you know, and then this is what I feel like this it embodies that in this album.
Yeah, no, I could definitely feel that from hearing it, you know, from track to track, you know, some of the songs on there, you know, you could definitely tell that you got into, you know, a little more personal level in terms of rhyming and whatnot. And we're going to get into another track, I think that says that later on and whatnot. But how long you been rapping, period, then?
Let's see. How old am I? So I would say for about maybe like 18 years I started rapping. I started pretty late. I started like 15, you know, with the poems and all that. And I was writing some ill haikus. I would always take it in school. I would always take it a little bit further. I'm like, yo, haikus is like a couple of words. I'm like, yo, let me make this shit long, and then poems, and then I'm like, I always used to see my brother-in-law. He was the reason I started rapping. My brother-in-law, he's my brother now, but that's my sister's husband. Yo, that kid, like, no, he knew me since I was a little youngin'. So every time I used to see him rap, I'm like, yo, this dude's nasty. You know, besides me always being around hip hop, listening to hip hop, I used to see him do it. I'm like, yo, I wonder if I could do it too. Because I want to do it too. Like and then when I started learning and putting the words together, you know, obviously I sucked, but you know, it started becoming a form of me being able to like let out whatever frustration or thoughts I had to get out of my, you know, there's only so much time in the world that you could do to talk to people. But like to me, I feel like whenever I write my verse and then I record it and put it out, you know, that's like me talking to everybody in the world, just getting my feelings out and shit like that.
Yeah, nah, definitely. That's for a lot of people. I mean, rap, you know, the music in general and pretty much all genres is a way of self-expression. You know what I'm saying? And it comes in all formats. So, I mean, you got skills, B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a minute. So after 18 years, I would hope I'm decent.
I would hope. Well, who are some of these, you know, if you say you started at 15 and whatnot, who are some of the rappers that, besides your, you know, hearing your brother-in-law that inspired you, you know, where you feel like maybe you, you know, take some of their, you know, I don't want to say their style because it's not necessarily like that, you know what I'm saying? But they're like some of the way they come up with their songs or just ideas like that to be outside of the box and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you know, for like, especially the earlier period of my life, I used to live right across the street from from Queensbridge and shit. You know, the building right across the street. And, you know, so you live around there, you have no choice but to listen to Nas when, you know, like 8, 9, 10, you know what I mean? So I definitely, and my cousin, you know, rest in peace too. Like he used to always bump Nas albums, and you know, I was always there chilling with him. But then, you know, I also listened to a lot of Cormega, CNN. You know, that whole Tragedy Gaddafi, that whole thing. You know, I still remember being like 8 years old listening to Juicy on the radio. And, you know, like Tupac, but, you know, all those people, especially Queens, like Nas has some of the greatest storytelling songs ever.
Facts.
His mind, the way he thinks, the way he puts things together. That's why I feel like I'm a great storyteller too. He does it in totally a different way, but I can create a story, and I used to tell people, hey, I could write a book about an apple. You know, like that's it. I'll just tell you, but that's how creative you got to be, because there's a lot of things you got to do, the image, and you got to paint that.
Yeah,
image.
You got to paint that picture.
So I always did that. But yeah, those guys, and you know, Big L and Big Pun, like those guys, the way they just did things. And I know I'm naming a lot of people, especially Big Pun, Big L. But like, if people really understood like how they used to rap and like just their formality of how they used to put their bars together, that shit was crazy. You know, like to be able to do that. And in a rapping way, and then still understand it, because there's mad syllables in some of the niggas' rhymes. So that should be hard. I can't do it, but I would be like, yo, that's dope. And like, you know, cadences, and you know, you have, this is a culture where everybody takes from everybody. I don't care what it is, but you know, don't steal it. But like, I can be like, yo, okay, I could do this, but I'll do it in this way. Let me do it like this or some shit, you know?
Right. Yeah, I feel you 100%. Well, we have a lot in common with that, because, you know, Nas is my favorite rapper of all time. I think he's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I think hands down that there ain't another rapper, alive or dead, that's better than Nasir Jones. You know what I'm saying?
I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah, bro. So I'm with you with that. Do you have a top 5 like favorite rappers? I don't want to say like who do you think is the top 5 overall best, because it's too hard to like you know, come back and forth with, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got, it's Jay-Z, it's this, it's that, you know what I'm saying? But who are your top 5 favorite? Because I know my top 5 favorite rappers, even though I know 4, and the 5th one always changes on me. But I'm pretty more locked in. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, of course. You know, and like mine sometimes changes too, but you know, like right now and
Top five.
so and it's crazy too because they just asked me this question too, and then she asked me who was alive. I was like, whatever, that's still easy. But you know, I always put Nas there, and Jay-Z, and then I switch it up with Black Thought. Because Black Thought to me is, you know, and I'm gonna keep the same list too because you know, but Andre 3000, and then the fifth is always like a toss up, and for me right now, I don't care. It's just like I don't know if it's because he's been like fucking his songs has been just like fucking verbal wordplay is insane. Is Lloyd Banks, bro? Like his last two albums have been like this like. It's been a minute since I heard of him, but you know, people really forgot like how nice this man was.
I was heavy on the Banks, especially the mixtapes when it comes to like the Halloween Havoc joint and the V6 I know there's a couple of other ones.
And then it always changes, you know, because like Eminem could fit in there easily. Eminem, and then, you know, you got Big Pun, Big L, and then, you know, you got Lil Wayne. You know, sometimes I want to be crazy, but right now what I'm bumping like consistently in my car right now is like those five right now.
Yeah, for me it's Nas, it's Big Pun, it's Ghostface, it's Jadakiss.
Yeah,
and then and I'm with you like on the fifth. It could be Big L, it could be Eminem, it could be Cameron. Like I fuck with Cam.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I be liking to give like weird ones. Like people look at me crazy when I say like Black Thought and Andre 3000.
I mean, Andre. A lot of
Andre
people,
3000
put Andre on their top five.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it neither. I mean, in terms of overall, because I mean, I don't think he's done enough solo-y. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's not lyrically.
Since Outkast have broken up.
Yeah, like he has
dropping featurettes is not enough.
No, yeah.
So I mean, like he do got bars. I remember, you know, a couple of them tracks, you know, from the AT Aliens and the Stain Konya and all of that. But I mean, even his little solo album when they did the double album and shit. I mean, it had that Hey Ya shit, but that shit was so commercial. It was not like I felt it for like a week, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, it's cool for a week, and now it's like on every station. It's like, please take it off and shit. Oh, Q.U.E.S.T. My bad. Q.U.E.S.T. I seen it's an acronym, and I want you to explain what it means, how you came up with it, and the thought process behind it.
Yeah, so Q.U.E.S.T. it stands for questioning until everyone speaks truth. So when I was younger, you know, we always chilling with my boys, you know, drinking like, you know, 14, 15. I'm like, yo, I need a rap name, guys. I'm like, start coming out with a rap name, and you know, every time we're drinking and hanging out, they're like, yo, fucking guy, you ask a lot of questions, bro. And like just chilling, I'm like, so what? I ask a lot of questions, but I'm like, yo, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna call myself Question. I'm gonna call myself Q.U.E.S.T. And then from that point on, I'm like, what is it gonna stand for? I'm like, I had to think to myself, you know. And I'm doing this, I'm drinking this shit, drinking a 40. I'm like, you know, I'm always like a positive dude, even though I always used to hang out and do, you know, crazy shit. But I'm like, if I want to spread a message with my music and what I'm trying to do, I'm like, I'm gonna ask questions until everybody gets the truth that whatever they have. You know, I'm fighting for the people. You know, so whatever I feel and whatever I think, I'm pretty sure there's a million other people who think the same way. So I'm gonna go out here. If y'all scared to ask the question, I'm gonna ask it myself. And I'm gonna put it in my. And that's why I try to always involve like some like, you know, I don't make a whole verse surrounded about like some political shit or whatever, but you damn sure gonna find some type of hint of that or question of like what the fuck's going on in every one of my verses.
Word. Nah, that's fire, bro. That's fire. Like when I first seen it, I was like, yo, shout out was goody on everybody on the check-in. What's popping? I was like, I gotta ask him what it means. You know what I'm saying? I know it was Q.U.E.S.T. and all of this shit, but I don't think I had never asked you. I don't know if anybody had asked you, but I was like, yo, I wanna get that broken down and whatnot.
It doesn't. You know it's not a question that usually comes up often, to be honest.
Word. And I want. Well, before we get into the next track, I want you to, you know, drop where everybody could find you, your music, your IG, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know exactly. You know, all your handles and whatnot.
Yeah. So, you know, on Facebook, you know, just look Q.U.E.S.T. as a fan page. Just Q.U.E.S.T. acronym, right? All the periods. Instagram is Q.U.E.S.T. Hip Hop. You know, Jakaris is out right now on Spotify. Just search Q.U.E.S.T. on Spotify too. And you'll see all my other old albums like Hors d'oeuvres and Gift to the Underground, and my latest one, Jakaris. 2 singles is out right now, so go peep them. Ab on the East and Unforgotten, which was produced by Shot Skills. I don't know if you guys know Shot Skills, but rest in peace to him too. He died. The song's about my boy who died 5 years ago, and then Shot Skills passed away 2 months right after it. So that shit was crazy. But go look it up, Jakaris. The album, I think it's fire. That shit's like a roller coaster of emotions. But whatever, it was whatever I've been through, and I guarantee you, a lot of the people who were just normal, regular old Joes, just like myself, was definitely gonna relate.
Yeah, nah. If you get it, also got that real hip hop feel. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, man. So when you hear these beats, you hear these rhymes. You already know that New York is in the motherfucking building when you hear this. You know what I'm saying?
Queens is in the building.
Queens is in the building. Facts. QU all day. We're going to get into this track. This is My Life featuring Lifelong and Dro Pesci and my man Q.U.E.S.T.
Yeah.
Later that night.
Shit's fire too. Shout out to whoever did this. I know it's your man, right? Yeah. Shit's crazy.
My boy Lockwood.
Q.U.E.S.T. in the building. Jones out.
Yeah.
You already. About to get lit.
Yo, check it. Hey, yo. I'm just chillin' in the Jones hour. Known for power, my nigga. Don't be feeling too sour. When I be rolling through streets, I be guttering vision about the things I've done. Let me talk about my snippets. They be always kind of funny, but you gotta listen to the albums. I'm just saying I'm not a Christian. I'm either Catholic wearing a crucifix. I'm not crazy. People talk about me, but this beat is so ill. I'm not crazy. You put the lights on me, put my family in front. Shit is crazy when I'm riding around with some gold fronts. Nah, I'm just chillin'. Hey yo, my teeth is only white. You can't see me, nigga. Please just turn down the lights. I'm just walking around things. I speak to the people. They be wild things. Wow, just human beings. But I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the struggle. Yeah, I made a lot of money, but none of it was off a hustle. And when you talk, I just be bustling what I'm doing. I'm just rhyming. I'm just trying to make you my new fan, a friend. Yo, the world's coming to an end. I don't know. Let me have her bend over. Yeah, this shit is crazy. Look over your shoulder. I'm just trying to rhyme like a boulder, moving the mountain. Yeah, the hounds in here. Jakaris is out now. Shit is crazy, nigga. You know I have a wild style. This is coming off the dome. I could have just spit a written. Nah, that's crazy when you can't do that. So I'm just trying to be real. I'm just trying to spit back. Yo, I'm trying to do what everybody do to make applause and a clap around the claws. My claws is in the crazy. My closet got sneakers and about 90 hats, huh? And I got 2 kids. Did I mention them? I didn't need to. I spit wow just for them, yeah. So let me say peace to y'all. Thank you for Jones having me here. And y'all, peace out.
Buzz. Q.U.E.S.T. in the motherfucking building. You already know. New album out right now. Jakaris on all streaming platforms. You already know how it goes, man. It's been a fucking pleasure, man. I appreciate you showing us love, man. Be on the lookout. All the links is gonna be in the subscription below when the shit drop on YouTube. You already know, and make sure you download that album, man. Peep it, man. New York's finest, man. You already know what time it is, man. Quick shout out to my man Nick. You already know St. Nick up north, man.
Keep
Hold
your head up, man. Keep your head up, bro.
You already know. We're going to come see you soon.
Facts. Damn right.
And another rest in peace shout out to my cat, man.
Yeah.
Gato, you already know you're a real one, man.